This
Inbound AB.
conference will now
Okay.
be recorded.
Okay, let's see what are the topics we are going to cover. The first here we're going to talk
Okay.
about HCM one. It's a combination of techno-functional course. The first we'll walk through core concepts and navigation basics. It's something like how how we are accessing the tenant, and what are the features we have on the landing page like search box, inbox, and after home button, notifications, sitemap, W drive, change preferences, suggestions, etc. Okay, so we'll talk in detail about navigation and overview. After, we'll talk about organization in Workday. Prasad, if you don't mind, can you please go on mute? So we are having some kind of background.
Sorry.
Please, can you please go on mute? You can unmute yourself if you have any questions. Okay, thank you. Nothing else. The session is on recording. So thank you. So first we'll talk about organizations in Workday. So here we're going to talk about different types of organizations like supervisory organizations, cost centers, cost center hierarchies, regions, region hierarchies, matrix organization, custom organization, location hierarchy, pay group, company, company hierarchy. So these many organizations we'll discuss in detail. Out of all these 11 organizations, supervisory organization is a unique one among all other organizations. So here we will learn how to create supervisory organization and what are the dependency we have in the supervisory organization. Then how to create subordinate supervisory organization, how to divide an organization, how to assign a superior organization, how to move workers from one organization to another organization, how to inactivate an organization, what are the challenges in inactivation, all we will discuss in detail. Then after additional organization, that's just now I said, we have 11 organizations are available. We'll talk about the 11 organizations and how to assign those organizations under supervisor organization, also for worker as part of change org assignments and organization assignments. This deals with first chapter. So organizations means it's a kind of a skeletal structure. We have to create based on employee and manager reporting structure. I will help you in detail once we start. This is about first chapter. In second chapter, we will talk about staffing models. In Workday, we have two types of staffing models are available: position management, job management. So we'll talk in detail about the position management and job management. What are the key differences between those staffing models? How to select a right staffing model for the right organization. Also, we'll discuss. Also, we will talk about hiring restrictions, job restrictions, position restrictions. So in this, we'll talk about like when you're creating a position, you must define some restrictions like whether this position is full-time or part-time, where this position is going to work, location, whether this position is for casual or regular, whether this position is for employee and contractor or contingent worker, whether this position requires or demands any qualifications, languages, skills. Okay, all we have to discuss, all we have to map or maintain under hiring restrictions. Then here we're going to talk about different types of staffing models, hiring restrictions, job restrictions, position restrictions, how to select a right staffing model for right organization with key differences. Then after jobs and positions, here we are going to talk about, it's a very simple chapter, like job profile, job family groups. So job profiles are mandatory in Workday because it holds positions key information, like whether what is the management level of the position, and whether job category, job level required for this position, whether this position is exempt or non-exempt, what is the workers' compensation code for this position. All we will maintain in the job profiles. Then differentiate between job profile, job families, and job family groups. As I said in Workday, job profiles are mandatory because if you want to hire an employee, you must assign job profile, mandatory. Job family groups are optional. You can create or you can ignore. However, if you can create, then it will be very useful in the eligibility rules and conditional rules configurations. I will help you how to get job families and job family groups as well. No worries. Then after, how to create positions, how to freeze positions, how to unfreeze positions, how to close positions. If you want to create a position, what details minimum we need to set up. And once you create position, if you think that position is not required, okay, Not required at all. You can click.
Position means it's like a sequence number kind of thing, or how it
No, no, no,
is.
no. The position means if you want to hire an employee, you must need a position, correct? Then only you are able to hire an employee. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Let's say position name is manager. Okay. You have created a position called manager. In this position, I will hire an employee called Prasad. Correct? Position is manager, Prasad is the employee. If you want to hire an employee, you must need a position. So which is nothing but a position, the place where you will hire an employee, a job designation, a job title. Okay.
In different meaning, like his role.
Role. Right.
Role.
But role is correct, but in Workday, what happens when you say role?
Yeah.
We have security also called as roles, role-based security. People will get confused,
Mhm.
but you can call it a designation, position title, job title,
Yes.
or
Yes. Yes.
role, anything. And here we'll see how to create position, how to freeze position. For example, you created two positions, position A, position B. Management has given budget for position A, but management not given budget for position B. So what we can do, we have to freeze the position until they will release the budget, which means we are holding the position from the hire until we got the budget. Once the budget is released, and you can unfreeze the position, which means the position is available for hire. Okay. Then our close position. Let's say you have created three positions as per the client requirement. In later stage, client said, I need only two positions. I don't want the third position. What we can do, we can close the position so that permanently the position will be closed. Okay. So that also we'll discuss. Then after compensation, so here we're going to talk about an overview of compensation, how compensation is integrated with the payroll and how compensation is integrated with the core HCM, that also we'll discuss. Compensation components like compensation grades, grade profiles, compensation elements, salary plans, hourly plans, different types of allowance plans like amount based allowance, percentage based allowance, unit based allowance, compensation package, all we will discuss in detail here. Then compensation segment security. So if you don't want to allow everyone to edit and modify compensation data, or if you don't want to allow anyone to view the compensation data, so you require to create a segment in security, which means you're restricting, you're giving access to only few people who can edit and modify your compensation plans. Okay. And also you can hide the plans from the people whomsoever you don't want to view. You don't want to allow them to view. That will achieve a segmentation based security. Then after compensation eligibility rules. So what will be eligibility rules here? Let's say we have a mobile allowance. Executive members are eligible for mobile allowance, which means if you're hiring an executive member, automatically that mobile allowance will be defaulted. Amount, currency, frequency. If you're hiring a non-management member, that that mobile allowance should not be defaulted. So identifying the right employee for right compensation, we can achieve through this compensation eligibility rules. Then after compensation reports, 200 plus reports we have in Workday. So we have to once you set up the compensation, in order to make sure whether you have configured your compensation correctly or not, for validation, you can run the audit reports. Also, if you want to know how much salaries you are paying to employees, you can run this compensation reports. Then are security groups. So here we are going to talk about domain-based security groups, business process security groups. In Workday, we have two types of security groups: domain-based, business process-based. Domain-based means if you want to allow an employee to view certain domain, for example, a manager should not view a date of birth of the employee subordinate, but a HR partner can view and modify the date of birth of any employee. So if you can see here, two security groups, manager and HR partner. One person is not able to view the date of birth of subordinate, which means we are restricting. Another security group called HR partner, we are allowing to modify it, to edit it, to view it. So this we can achieve through the domain-based security group policies. View and modify access. Business process security policies means, for example, if you raise a leave of request, time of request, it will goes to a manager for approval. So you are allowing manager to approve the leave, correct? So these permissions we will give to the business process security groups. In addition to that, we will talk about security group types, configurable security, functional areas, securable items, and security policies. Okay. Then business processes. Also, you can call it as business process. Also, you can call it as workflows. So when you're hiring an employee, you may have to capture some additional data. Once you hire the employee, you want employee personal details, emergency contact details. You want to assign compensation to an employee. You want to assign benefit plans to an employee. You want to assign pay group to an employee. So one after another, you are going to trigger several steps. And also you want to include some approvals that we will achieve through this business process security policy, sorry, business processes workflow. And here we're going to talk about business process framework first, which means order, step, parallel step inbox order, all, type, optional, and due date is based on effective date, step as completion. All we will discuss in detail about business process framework. Then after, we have 16 types of configuration options are available in business. Approval, consolidate approval, approval chain, to do, review documents, etc. So we'll talk in real-time scenarios in detail about those configuration options. Then after, business process functionality, how this business process functionality will work. Okay, how it triggers one step after another. That also we will discuss. Then after, business process and sub-processes. A business process can be included as a sub-process under a business process. So how to include a business process sub-process? That and all we will discuss. Okay. There are transactions in Workday, like how to create an applicant data, how to load an applicant data, then how to initiate hire. Before initiating hire, what are the thumb rules and best practices? After initiating hire, if something went wrong in the process, how to handle those situations. After completion of hire, we will walk through the employee end-to-end data, worker data walkthrough. Then after staffing movements like promotions, transfers, relocations, okay, that all, and demotions, that also we'll discuss, and other events like if you promote an employee, what happens to the employee's position, how to handle the employee to move to the new position, how to assign new compensation for the promoted employee, all we will discuss. Then after termination, so in termination, we will discuss like a overview of termination process, how to configure voluntary termination reasons, involve categories and subcategories, how to create notice period eligible to rules for termination, how to terminate an employee, best practices in terminations, do's and don'ts, and also post-termination challenges, how to handle a Workday account for the terminated employee, that also we'll talk. Apart from this, we are going to discuss about advanced business process configuration options under chapter 7, like resign a business process, correct a business process, mass resign, mass correct, so there's no mass correction, resign a business process, correct a business process, cancel a business process, mass cancel, mass resign, mass advanced business processes, and also reassign. How to delegate business process if the employee is not available to take action, how to handle the in-progress business process if employee is terminated. That's what also we'll discuss. Apart from that, we will also talk about advanced business process configuration options, like how to configure routing restriction, how to configure consolidated approval, how to create a condition rule, how to create a validation rule, how to create a validation message, and how to maintain a step delay, how to maintain help text, how to create alerts and notifications. Those are also we'll discuss in detail. Okay. Apart from that, Workday deployment methodology process. So there is a Workday defined process is there, right? What are the steps has been involved? What are the tools we will use? What are the roles will be involved? Post go live support activities. Or what are the best practices or designs to implement a successful project? That also we'll discuss. This is about functional part, Prasad. So before moving to the integration part, any questions? Prasad?
Yeah, Kevin.
Okay. Any questions before
Uh,
we move to integrations?
no. We can go ahead.
Okay. So let me. This is what are we discussing core HCM. Now I'm going to talk about reporting integrations. So integration will start from reporting. Here we are going to talk about how to create a report writer. So we are going to talk about only simple report and advanced report, how to convert a simple report to advanced report, differences between simple and advanced report, what is the data source, what is the business object, how to convert a report as a workload, how to share the custom report data with any other users, how to align the data in the custom report. All we will discuss in detail in the reporting. Then after we talk about core connector. This is an integration tool. If you want to send any detail vendor or from third party vendor to the Workday, we'll use core connector. Here we will talk about integration architecture overview, integration cloud connect, integration system templates, core connector business object as a worker, integration services in core connector, change detection procedure and logic in core connector, integration business processes. Okay. For example, if you want to send a benefit data to the Aviva from Workday, you must need a tool, right, to send out the details that we can achieve through this core connector. Or if you want to send a compensation data to the ADP in order to process the payroll, we can use this core connectors to send out the data. Of course, we have advanced tools, Page Pickoff, but here we're not discussing because those are advanced. Then after EAB stands for Enterprise Interface Builder. So normal EABs are two types, inbound and outbound. So let me explain what are the differences. If you want to do mass data changes, like salary corrections or removing the salary plan for 1,000 employees, or you want to create 1,000 positions under one supervised organization, or you want to hire 1,000 employees, anything, or you want to terminate 1,000 employees, mass data changes, we can achieve through the inbound EIB. Outbound EIB means if you want to send a report to the external vendor by doing customer transformation, you can use an outbound EIB. And here we'll talk about EIB limitations, different types of web services, EIB design pattern, CRT, custom report transformation, EIB features, how to validate, map, load, and after validate the customer transactional data into Workday by using inbound EIBs. So this is what we are going to learn, Prasad. So what I'm going to do as per our regular session, we will also discuss question hour. After 3 chapters, I will come up with 30 questions without answers. I'll present the document to you. So you have to go through this question, you have to give an answers. So that it will helpful to recollect what are we discussing last 3 chapters before moving to the next chapter. This is how the session will handle. And for each chapter, I will come up with a requirement. So first we'll understand the concept and definitions. Second, we'll understand the requirement. Third, we'll configure the data in the tenant. Okay, this is how we will work. So, if you have any questions, we will discuss.
Okay, is there any project wise session like?
Of course, this is called deployment methodology session. So, I'm going to
Yes.
help you there how project will be implemented, what are the tools are required, what are the best practices. We will discuss out how to manage and maintain the tenant. What happens if the workday 30, what 34 updates are coming in between? How to handle such situations.
Okay.
We'll talk about that. Yeah,
That is what we are mainly focused on, like project based sessions
implementation. Correct.
implementation. Like sometimes, see, in the interviews, people are asking like more whether they are working in Workday or not. They are testing it.
Right.
So since lack of my friends also, they have taken some trainings,
Mm-hmm.
but they can't able to success
Right.
in the interview.
Okay. Okay. So here, when you
Okay.
understand the concepts, it's easy to give answers also. I will tell you some people just they learn the topic, definitions.
Mm-hmm.
Some people they will apply their thoughts in the application, configuration.
Mm-hmm.
Some people they will explore what else we can do more than this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a third person, then it's easy to crack the interview. See, whatever we will tell is I think most of the people tell the same. They will tell the same. You guys have to do practice. If you do
Yes.
more
Yes.
practice, if you learn more, and I will help you. Okay, I will help you, but you have to take the step.
Okay.
So
You are in India or US?
I'm in India.
Okay. Based out of Hyderabad.
Sorry, don't mind. I'm not supposed to say, but still you're asking. I'm from Mumbai.
Okay, okay. No problem.
So don't worry about my experience. I mean, I have around 8 years of experience in Workday. Maybe once we start our regular session, you can feel how
Okay.
we am explaining. Still, if you're not
No,
happy,
no, no. See, I thought like you are in Hyderabad.
okay.
That's what even one of my friend is there in Hyderabad. If it is going to be easy, he's also going come and meet, and there he can also join. Is there any uh,
That's not a problem.
class?
Mr.
Maybe
Raidu will
class.
help you on that. I got
That's the
your.
reason I asked.
No worries, Prasad. That's fine. Feel free to ask any questions, sir. No worries at all.
Yeah.
So Raidu will be helpful. If you have any questions, and if you say, "Hey, Kiran, I'm configuring this. I stuck here. I don't know how to proceed," just let me know. I
Yeah.
will help you how to resolve it.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm actually